Hey folks, how we going? Let me just stop something for a minute. There we go. How are we? Are we learning a new system here, guys? And I'm just playing around with a new system called EVMux. So we're busy having a go and trying to get it all right. And there we are. So, welcome aboard. First in the chat was young Mr. Rob. Welcome aboard, Governor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from a very, oh my God, minus 4.5. That is frickin' freezing. How's your brass monkeys? Also, Rob's reply to that was, yep, too risky to move on the canals, will damage the bow. To risk not to move will begin crushing the port starboard hull against the moorings. Well, that doesn't sound like too much fun. Actually, I like your response here better. Solution: take a broom, invert, smash the ice, repeat all day. Woohoo! I like that idea. So we've got Amy in the chat. Welcome aboard, Amy. We've got Rob in the chat from Cruising on the High Seas. G'day, welcome aboard. We've got Rob saying that he's got a busy day today. Well, mate, such is life. Got to do what you got to do. We've got the governor saying, Amy, Sean has promised to be more entertaining. Why, I do believe he's doing today's stream in an Australian accent. Well, that's interesting because part of it is Aussie, but the other part is South African. So, you know, I got to do what I got to do. Ha ha ha. Such is life. Amy is saying it's more the fact that it's 3 a.m. there and she randomly woke up. Randomly woke up or was woken up by the woofer. The governor, Sean, he's not going for it. Scrap the accent. Okay, mate, I'll scrap the accent, mate, just for you, you know? I'll scrap it just for you. Stream Elements is saying g'day, so welcome aboard, Stream Elements. And Rob, have you gave up on Melon? No, mate, I'm just trying out a couple of things here. I'm just looking to see. Melon has a habit of hanging a bit, and I'm watching to see whether or not this does the same thing. So anyway, we'll give it a go, see whether it's worth it. There's some nice features to this EVMux, so it does a lot of things. Almost, it can almost simulate the OBS. So it does quite a few things. I'm not going to go into those things right now. Suffice to say, it does them. So there we go. The next step is, let's just have a bit of a chat about what's happening out there in the world. I don't know if you guys all heard, but and by the way, I hope I'm coming out as clear as day. If you can hear me, great. Please give me a 1 in the chat. And that way I know that I'm coming out clear and just awesome as I am. But I don't know if you heard about the news out of Australia that a cruise ship, I think it was the Grand Princess, don't hold me to it. Oh, so Rob's not listening in, that's good, just as I thought. The news came out to say that on the particular cruise ship, I think it was the Grand Princess, I could be wrong, they said there was 1,500 COVID cases, and that actually has sent everybody into a bit of a meltdown because, to be quite honest, folks, when you dig into the story itself, the story says that actually it was more like 150. Considering that the ship holds over 2,000 people, like 3,000 people, it's rather interesting that they would create such a bit of havoc and say that there were 1,500 cases. Well, suffice it to say they got slammed in the floor really quickly, And the good news is that these people will not be putting forward their best foot again. I mean, they're just picking on cruising for the hell of it. Rob's saying it's one and in 1080p, so that's awesome news. I like to be in 1080p. So just give it a go, see how it goes. It's I got to learn it a lot better, but you know what? At the end of the day, if it works better, great. Woohoo! Woe to woohoo to me. Um, so currently we're looking at. Let me get some facts and figures up here right now. I will do it in Safari on this machine. Right now in Melbourne, in the Port of Melbourne, we're looking at December the 14th. In the Port of Melbourne right now is the Grand Princess, which actually sailed out, so there's nothing in the port right now, but the Grand Princess has just sailed out of Melbourne. Tomorrow morning, we will be getting Queen Elizabeth. That will be coming in at 7 a.m. and that will be sailing out at 1500. So there we go. That's going to be awesome. Oh, Chow, you're all. Are you going or are you trying to say something? Because I don't quite get it. Off to meeting. Okay, mate. You have an awesome day. I hope your meetings go well and you don't fall asleep. But you take it easy, mate, and thanks for popping in. Okay, so excuse me. So Queen Elizabeth tomorrow morning, which is going to be awesome, and just having a look, see what's in Sydney right now, because Sydney ports they do some interesting stuff because they could possibly have two ships in, one at White Bay and one at the overseas passenger terminal. So it is what it is. Let me see. They've got this thing here where I've got to pretend I'm not a robot. Seriously? Cruise schedule. Port Authority cruise schedule. We say schedule. You guys say schedule. Let's have a look. All right. So Ovation of the Seas was in Sydney today. Tomorrow is the Carnival Splendor. That's going to be in at 6 a.m. So anybody who's here, off you go. Go pick it up and see which trip that's going to do. I don't know where it's going. All I know is that it's in port, and also we've got at the White Bay terminal we've got La Perouse, La Perouse, which is a Ponant ship. So we've got two ships in Sydney, and that's going to be awesome. La Perouse leaves on Friday, I believe, and so that excuse me, that's an overnighter for them. So that'll be a nice stay. Excuse me. Rob is saying the Splendor, that's the replacement for the Carnival Sugar, right? The Splendor is, yes, that's correct. It's the replacement for the Sugar. Better still, it is the replacement for the, what's that other one? It's a little, yeah, okay. I'll go with what you've got there. It's much easier. The brain's not thinking right now. It's been a long week. Can't handle working 5 days, especially when you've come back from a cruise, a month off in a cruise. I mean, seriously, what can I say? So we've got exciting things happening. We will have um, we will have um, other cruises going on now. Pricing has dropped quite considerably. One of my colleagues has actually gone booked on a, I can't remember which ship it is, but it's sailing out of Brisbane in January, and that ship for a 14 night or 12, 12 nights, somewhere around there, is just around about $800 per person, which is quite reasonable compared to some of the other costs that are. I mean, when I'm looking for the cruise that we're doing in 2025, that cruise is a little bit more on the dearer side. So, you know, stranger things can happen. So, he has, we're hoping that it all pans out, and we're just waiting on itineraries for January 2025. There are some people thinking about doing that sort of stuff. I know that Tony and Don are looking at coming into Sydney this year, or Don is at any rate looking at coming into Sydney and doing the cruise, the New Year's Eve cruise out of Sydney as well. Yeah, mate, that is Aussie dollars, 800 Aussie, and that is a frickin' bargain. Um, Whenever we talk about cruises out of Australia, they're all in Aussie dollars because we only use that's the only that's the currency they'll use on board. Now, by the way, I'm drinking. I'm not drinking out of a Down Under Cruises or Helping Hands for Cruising mug. I'm actually using a New Hampshire one, which was given to me by a couple that come from New Hampshire. We met up with them very briefly when we were in Florida. Um, Jay and the New Hampshire couple, the ones that have got the frog as their mascot. Jay and Nancy's such a nice lady. She's absolutely great. How she managed to stick with that J guy, I don't know. But that's it. JNN Cruising Travelers. Now I've been stuffing around with that so much that I've actually forgotten the full name of the channel. And you watch, I'll hang up and then I'll call it the correct name afterwards, and that'll be me laughing my head off, really seriously. At the end of the day, John and Nancy, beautiful couple, and I'm showing off their New Hampshire mug. So, thanking you very much. Now, Amy, I believe you have just done your move. I hope that all the animals are settling in nicely, and you start your job today. I believe today is starting day at the workplace. So, good luck with the new workplace. I hope that everything goes swimmingly for you, and you don't have long to go before other changes come into place, like new new places to go to, new things to see, new people to talk to, and yeah, I mean that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Yep, yep, definitely. So yes, just enjoy. Hopefully, you get a lot out of the new position, and everything works according to plan. What else can I tell you but the fact that we just had some sorry news come out. A cruise ship, one of the P&O cruises, the Pacific Dawn, I think it was the Pacific Dawn, was actually just outside of Kangaroo Island or near Kangaroo Island. Is heading back to Melbourne right now because a person went overboard and unfortunately they did not survive. They found their body. So the cruise ship is making it back into Melbourne, where I'm pretty sure they will be doing a very good checkup and see why things haven't panned out the way they should have. So that's sorry news from that state of affairs. But the good news is other ships are coming in, and Queen Queen Elizabeth was in Tasmania day before yesterday, and she's sailing around as well. Before then was the Grand Princess as well. So the ships are making their way around Australia, and cruise ports are opening up for them. So everything's working out to be relatively exciting, I think. Swimmingly exciting, shall we say. Yes, so that's the news on that front. Now, we know that Matt and Kimbra are doing a group cruise coming up shortly. I believe their group cruise is 88 days away. So all the people that are ready for that cruise or going on that cruise, all the people that are going on that cruise are just going to have an awesome time, I believe. Rob is saying that is a sad tragedy. Let's hope they can resolve it swiftly. Yes, mate. It really is, and we do hope that everything can be resolved fairly smartly. I mean, it's hard stuff. You go on a cruise of a lifetime, and you get a tragedy. So that's sad news. But having said that, see if I can do this. I want to see if I can share a video. If I can do it this way, or do I have to do it the other way? Let's see. Let me see. This is all exciting stuff, I didn't do the layout, but let me see if I can share it this way. We got to go to this one and that one, followed by that one and this one, which is not very good, but we will get there. No, it's not that one. Oh, it's that one. Let's see how this one works. Just wait for it to catch up. Oh, there we go. Add to the scene, and let's bring that across. Wrong one, folks. But let's see if I can get this one to work. Like a fantastic group cruise that those guys are going to have, and I just hope that they will have a awesome time on that cruise. There we go. Let's do that. There we go. That's much better. I'm just learning, and this is fun. Learning on the fly makes it even more fun because you have to learn. G'day Jonesy, how you going, buddy? Nice to have you on board. We're just talking about what you guys saw out of your window almost. The ships that have gone in. So yes. Ugh. And now I've got my phone ringing. It's a good word, but that's okay. We'll just sort that one out. Right. Left him a message. He knew. I told him. I spoke to him earlier. He knew it was live stream night tonight. But that all adds to the comedy. I hope I've kept you awake, Amy. Sorry to say. Yes, so, Jonesy, we're just talking about some of the good news and the bad news that's been going on around. Apparently, we've had um, a couple of ships that have had some tragedies on board. Yeah, it was nice to watch them dock. Yeah. There were a couple of ships that had some tragedies on board. One of them was the Pacific Dawn that is now going to be hightailing it back to Melbourne. They had a fatality, unfortunately. And then, of course, we had that false claim of 1,500 patients with the dreaded lurgy. So the good news is that that report was way over the top, and so those people will be learning a lesson or three. Anyway, so um, so I've just been showing the Fantastic Studios group cruise, or Fantastic Cruising as they're now known. And I'm telling you, folks, that cruise is going to be absolutely fantastic. They're going to be going to those places that were on the screen: Belize, Cozumel, um, Roatan, I believe, Cayman Island, one other. And they're going to be having an awesome time, a fantastic time. Now, there are a couple of recipients for the Helping Hands for Cruising team, that being um, James Catanese and his wife Cindy, and also Scott and Amber will be going from Kicking a Country. They will be going on the group cruise as well. So that's going to make it even more exciting, because they're going to have people on board there like Paradij, like Fantastic Cruising, like Meg, like Paul from PSV Odyssey. Um, I believe Crystal from Destination Delight is going on there as well as a whole host of people. So it's going to be an amazing group cruise, to be quite honest. At times, I wish we were going. However, we've got a consolation prize. We'll be going on the Grand Princess in March. So the group cruise is from the 12th of March to the 19th. We actually go on board the Grand Princess on the 28th. It goes from Melbourne via Eden off to Sydney. Now, Jonesy, I believe you were going to join us on that cruise. I'm hoping you do. If that's the case, give us a heads up. Let us know whether or not you're actually going to be joining, because it's going to actually be quite awesome. Because my mom and dad will be going on that cruise, and it'll be their first cruise ever, and it'll be that's actually going to be quite awesome, because mom's 83, dad's 86, so, and it'll be their first cruise. And we were talking about it the other day, and mom was saying, yeah, she was starting to regret the fact that, hey, if they wouldn't have done this, that, and the next thing, they would have been able to go on a cruise and yada yada. Well, you know what? To be quite honest, any time is a good time to go cruising, and I reckon a bad cruise is better than a good day at work. Don't know if anybody else agrees, but that's the way I feel. Um, Jonesy, you're coming on board. Well, that's going to be awesome. Um, if you come on board, that's great. Being your first cruise, you're going to love it. We're going to have a great time. There's going to be, at the moment, we're looking at about 8 or 10 couples are going to be on there, so it's going to be amazing. We've got myself, my mum and dad, my sister and her hubby, another couple out of Sydney, David and Sue Burgess, and Ian, you want to come and join us if you're out there listening to this in the replay? We've got my colleague and his wife will hopefully be joining us as well. And Jonesy, yep, come on board, mate. Yep, accept the many trips on the Spirit. Well, look, the Spirit is not a cruise. Come on, let's be honest. It's not a cruise. It's You're cruising on the wild side with that. So there you go. Rob is saying that sitting in the understairs cupboard, looking at the overheating plumbing, is still better than a good day at work. That's true. In your work, that's true. Because at least you're going to fix something. Um, I don't know about your job, but I know the sort of things you're doing and the stress you're under. But then again, you are living in the ark. And I can tell you that us colonialists look at you guys from the ark and we think, it's, well, you only have yourselves to blame. So there we go. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. Look at me. I get myself into trouble every time I open my mouth. All right, all right. It stands to reason I won't open my mouth. There we go. Okay, so as far as other ships are in town, we're looking at, we believe 2024, not exactly sure when, but Resilient Lady will be porting in Melbourne, that she'll be calling Melbourne home. So that's going to be exciting. And then obviously we'll be able to have an absolute ball with that because, um, you know, you guys will be wondering. Look, you guys will be having envy because we've actually got a new ship. It'll be the first new ship that we will have ever had in ages, to be quite honest. So what can I say? We just enjoy the moment. Um, see, not much chat going on at the moment, so I will have to come up with some brand new information. Well, it's always new information. I mean, who am I kidding? I'm, I'm not the expert. Well, some might say I'm the X, the unknown quantity, and the spurt being the drip under pressure. But there we go. We do what we got to do. Life is fun at the top. Anyway, let's see. This has done some. Oh, it's amazing. You take one look at um, your computers just to make sure that what you're streaming is the right thing, and then you notice that one of your shots is like way behind in the scheme of things. So here's hoping it all comes back to scratch, which I think it has. Anyway, um, so what else is new in the world of cruising? Can't tell you much. Oh, whoa, there's a cruise, mate. G'day, mate. How you going? Um, I believe you had a back to back to back to back, and you enjoyed it. You need to tell us how the other cruises went. When's your next one? You've got one coming up shortly, haven't you? You worked a whole 2 months. You need a break. By the way, have you done any of the piano ones? What have you got there, Dale? Joined us on the Carnival Horizon, and we had an absolute ball at that time. I mean, Dale even stole my wallet. Let me say, I mean, no, he didn't. He did it as a mistake. He did it. Spectrum of the Seas is next. When's that one? Um, and where's it sailing out of? Is it sailing out of Brizzy? Because that's like around the corner for you, isn't it? Um, yeah, Jonesy's saying good day to Dale, so that's cool. Now, Dale, just bear in mind, our next group cruise, as in the Down Under cruises, will be January of 2025. I don't have an itinerary just yet, but we're looking at it, going from Sydney straight after New Year's Eve because we want the mob to come down. So straight after New Year's Eve, heading around Sydney, heading around the South Pacific, and then that's going to be awesome. So start saving, mate. We're going to have an absolute ball. You're going 52 days to Singapore. Well, that'd be awesome. So you're going on the spectrum of the seas. Is it out of Singapore or out of Brizzy, or where's it going? What's the itinerary for it? Stream Elements is saying, welcome to Humpday with the Down Under Cruises. Please support our channel so that we can support Helping Hands for Cruising. Yeah, we need all the support we can get, guys. Otherwise, we can't put more people on board a ship. So, well, from Dale, that's awesome. So, come on board, mate. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have an absolute ball. Getting to show people our fair country, getting to show people our region, and then see what's going to happen. Dale is saying that you got a lot planned. You'll look into it. The group cruise. Yep. Come on down. I mean, you're already where you are, so you're down. We're going to get the others to come on down and come and join us. It's. The places that we're going to see in the South Pacific are places like Fiji. We're going to go to Fiji, Ilana's old stomping ground in Suva. We hope to get to Vanuatu and New Caledonia as well. And if we're lucky, maybe another port or two. So it's going to be an awesome trip. We're going to have a load of fun, and you, with just having a load of fun is one thing, but it's going to be amazing. Now, Dale, how did you enjoy the aria? Was it good? Was it fun? When did you do that one? Was that recent or was that a while ago? And right now, was the aria P&O Australia? Or was that P&O UK? These and other exciting questions. You liked it a lot. It was a lot of fun. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Because there's some people that are, some people here don't um, don't like much out of Australia right now. The P&O group, they find that in some cases they might be a little bit off-putting with some of the things. That was 2 years ago. Yeah, unfortunately the area's no more, right? It's in a scrapyard right now, I think. Because I know that P&O got rid of all their ships except for the Pacific Dawn, and then that was and then they got the other to the old Golden Princess, and I believe it was the Island Princess as well, two sister ships that P&O Australia took on. Star Princess, is it? Is it Star Princess? Was Star Princess been on that? Yep. Okay. So one was Star and one was the Golden. Um, yeah. Um, and actually, they both don't look too bad. Now, did you did you go on the Star as the Star, or did you go on it as the new Pacific, whatever it is, under the P&O banner? Um, because we did the Golden, which is now the Pacific Adventurer, I think. So we did the Golden Princess, and that was our very first cruise, and it was the one we absolutely adore. So we were sorry to see it go, to be quite honest. Um, okay, Dale did his on the Star, so it was the Star at the time. Ah, they did Alaska. Mate, you've been where have you been? How many cruises have you done? Give us a heads up. How many cruises have you done? Because you've done a bucket load. You and Dewey would be almost the same, I reckon. Dewey's got a cruise every second. Dewey only visits for his vacations. Dewey's job is cruising, um, and I think you're doing the same. Well, yeah, kinda. You're doing the same. But folks, I'm wondering if you've seen the drip feed of videos that we've been putting out through Helping Hands for Cruising and also through the Down Unders. The last one that went out. Did you guys all see the one with Ilana doing an interview with Kenny? I reckon that was an awesome video, which Ilana did, and yeah, I think there'll be some excitement there. There've been a couple of videos going out, and we're putting out a video a week on the Helping Hands for Cruising side, and we're looking to do almost. I'm trying to do one a day if I can, a video one a day that goes out. So we'll see how we go. Um, you know, all exciting things happen. If it isn't William, how you going, buddy? Nice to see you. Good morning. You're excited for this time of day? Is it what is it? It's oh no, wait a minute. Yeah. It's 4:30 in Miami. So you're up early or you didn't go to bed yet? Dale is saying late starter. Star was his first. Went to Glacier Bay. Now hooked 20 odd times, 20 odd cruises now. Mate, we're just so envious, right? But then you were doing cruising before the pandemic, right? Since the pandemic, I mean, we got started like a couple of years before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit, and that was us. So the Carnival was actually our third cruise, which was a bit on a frustrating side. But you know what? It is what it is. Um, we're making up for lost time now. What can I say? William, you're mountain time, so 2:38 mountain time. Can't fall asleep. Well, all you got to do is listen to my dulcet tones, and that'll put you to sleep. I'm telling you, Amy's asleep already. She, yeah, she was listening to me, so I put her to sleep. So there we go. Jonesy is saying, how many cruises have you been on, Sean? Yeah, we've done three, um, uh, Jonesy. We did the Golden Princess that went from Melbourne to New Zealand, did the circumnavigation of New Zealand, and then back to Melbourne. And then the second cruise we did was from Sydney to the South Pacific, which was awesome. And then the last cruise we did was the Carnival Horizon, which went down to the South Caribbean. And our next cruise is going to be the one from Melbourne to Sydney, and then we'll see what happens after that. It all depends on the bank balance, whether or not I can strike up a really good relationship with the bank manager, or you never know. I'm fortunate enough to go ahead and win the lottery on tonight or the 31st. You know, any of those lotteries will do me. But I somehow don't think I'll have done the. I somehow don't think I've won the Powerball because I would have got a phone call by now. So William is saying that he can either lay in bed and be bored, or he can bug us, and so he thought he'd bug us. Well, you're not the only one. I mean, there's Rob who's in underneath the stairs, you know, doing a Harry Potter at the moment, trying to repair something in the stairwell, whatever. But yes, so you know what, folks, if you're looking at vacations, I seriously consider doing a cruising vacation, purely because cruising vacations I find are the ones that you can just come and go as you please. You get on the ship, you unpack your bags, your time is your own. You can go and do whatever you want to do. Go and eat. Go and drink. Go and look at some music or any entertainment for that matter, or even have a snooze. And then next thing you wake up and you're in a new location. So it's it's all awesome. You have a Harry Potter room too. Yeah, we do too. We've our Harry Potter room is the one that Ilana locks me in when I misbehave. It's also full of all our spare things, like um, um, light fittings and karate bits and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, that's my hideaway when I've been a naughty boy. So there we go. Um, we call it Harry Potter. Um, that's where we need some more dunny roll. Where is it? It's in Harry Potter. Go to Harry Potter. So we go and check out Harry Potter. Grab some more dunny roll. For those of you across the pond and the big lake, um, dunny roll is toilet paper. Yeah, we call it dunny roll. Although those sort of terms are not that great anymore, right? I mean, how many times do you hear people call something with a dunny? Hey, Jonesy, Dale, what do you reckon? We don't hear that so much anymore. Um, excuse me. So, yeah, it is what it is. Need to get some lighting in there. Can go and do some more searching and find more bits and pieces. You never know, I might find my fishing rods. We can go fishing at some point. The things we do for love. Anyway, um, yeah. Um, what do you what do you guys think of this new live streaming program? I'm finding it's something I've got to learn if I want to use it. It is quite functional. It's got a lot of bits and pieces there that I have to figure out and learn. But you know what? We'll get there, one step at a time. Of course, right when I say that, it starts to rain here, and it's also -7 degrees here too. -7 Fahrenheit or -7 Celsius, William? I think you're a Fahrenheit guy. I think you talk the real language. -7's friggin' cold in anybody's language, let's say. What's it? The governor's got -4.5 or 4.2 in the UK, and that's C. So that's cold. Um, yeah, Josie, I tried StreamYard, and what we found with StreamYard was we were finding that it was not robust enough. It was falling over on my machine, so I went to Melon. Melon has got a number of features which I quite like, and so we use that now instead. But I just thought I'd give this a go. It's kind of presenting a bit more like OBS, um, which is quite an awesome format. So I quite like it. It's presenting quite well. So there we go. Um, and William is saying the F1. Okay. Oh, the Fahrenheit one. Okay, so -7 Fahrenheit. That's cold. That is cold. But you know what? You do what you got to do. Anyway, folks, let me see. Oh, the governor. That's minus what? -21 C. That's freaking freezing. How do you? Oh, jeez. That's cold in anybody's language, let me say. Um, you would definitely have some brass monkeys there, let me tell you. Seriously. Um, just wait a second for this to catch up. So William is saying that it'll be icy here. No kidding. It's going to be. You're going to have black ice and I don't know. You've got snow where you are, haven't you? So if it's snowing where you are, then you should. It's it's going to be freezing. I don't like the snow at the best of time. Biday Nick, how you going, buddy? You've been working a ton, but it's on you to deliver Christmas packages to your neighborhood. That's cool. Um, Jonesy is saying the Queen Elizabeth is due back here on the 21st. That's going to be nice. You're out at Strawn, aren't you? Strawn? Is that right? You're in Strawn. So I didn't know that the QE was actually docking in Strawn. I thought it went to either Hobart or Launceston. But that's cool. Um, you got some beautiful territory around where you are. Oh, okay, so William is saying that snow on the ground, rain is equal to white, brown, and black ice. Oh my goodness me. Okay, are you on your so they dock in Burnie? Okay. Well, Burnie's a big enough port. I mean, it's a what? It's a commercial harbour anyway, right? They dock in all the containers and all that sort of stuff, don't they? That would come out of there. And then the Spirit goes. You have to travel to Launceston to get the Spirit, don't you? Jonesy is saying it's Queen Elizabeth followed by the Norwegian Star on the 24th. Yeah, you get a bit of time between drinks. Whereas we've got something in almost every day, and so Sydney. So that becomes exciting. Anyway, folks, I'm actually going to call this quits early tonight because I'm going to do a bit of a debrief and figure out how I can make this all work a lot better. I want to thank you all for coming on board. We'll be Devonport's where the Spirit of Tassie goes to. So, um, guys, please, those of you who are waking up, have an awesome day. Those of you that are finishing your day, have an awesome evening. We wish you all the best. We'll be back on board on Friday night for those of you across the pond at 10 p.m. Eastern. For those this side of the pond, it'll be 2 p.m. Melbourne time on Saturday afternoon. So that'll be good. So, Will, thanks a lot, mate, and we'll catch you later. And thank you, Rob. Yes, give us a call tomorrow and we'll have a chat as per usual. So, folks, want to wish you all a fantastic day and take care and have fun. Bye now.